What's good, everybody? It's your boy Von back again with another Def Jam related video. I know it's been a minute, but your boy's back with it again for a little bit. And today, who we're going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about one of my favorite protagonist characters of your choice from the first Def Jam game, which was Def Jam Vendetta. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, and let's get into it. Now, Spider grew up in San Juan, Puerto Rico. His family eventually moved to New York City when he was only 14 years old. And while he moved into a new neighborhood, which being Spanish Harlem, he quickly became a standout high school basketball player. Now, it could also be assumed that around this time, while growing up in Harlem, he also may have crossed paths with the likes of Cameron, a Mace, or maybe even a Big L while he was living in the neighborhood. And during his senior year of playing basketball, unfortunately, his career would kind of come cut to a short once he became a victim of a random act of street violence. While he was walking home from school one day, or could have been from a girl's house, Spider was hit in the drive-by shooting. He took 2 bullets. One shattered his left leg and the other lodged into his skull, leaving him in a coma for about several weeks. And with him unable to pursue his basketball dreams even further, Spider turned to fighting as a means to make money and focus his rage. Spider would also use fights using a mixture of judo and Muay Thai with a variety of nice throws, palm strikes, elbows, and knees. He has a strong chin, which you can tell this boy has a strong ass chin, and he uses his defense to counter and reverse his opponent's moves. Now on to Def Jam Vendetta. Spider shares literally the same role as any other of the protagonists, like Proof or Tank or Briggs, and he also shares obviously not the same background but the same story, which because they don't talk. But also, here's another key factor about Spider that we eventually find out. He was actually the champion of the underground fighting circuit, which was also technically Def Jam Takeover, and at one point he eventually met and dated Angel, who performed at the clubs he fought in. This all changed when the fake-ass Suge Knight himself, D-Mob, entered into the circuit. D-Mob started making changes to the circuit and assembled a loyal group of followers to safeguard his territory. Apparently, Spider did not want to fall under his leadership and rebelled against it, which later angered D-Mob into coming up with a scheme to get rid of him. And he does this by basically seducing Angel and promises her fame and fortune of her, becoming a full-time recording singer. And this eventually angers Spider enough to challenge D-Mob to a fight, resulting in D-Mob also throwing blows into the fight, but also it results in Spider's defeat and being chased out of town. 3 years later, which is Def Jam Vendetta, prior to the events of Def Jam, Manny beckons him into I'm sorry for using these words, but Manny basically convinces Spider to get back into the fighting circuit after losing a lot of bets. At first, he returns to help his friend out, but later he has his eyes set on earning back everything he lost. And eventually, our boy Spider would literally defeat D-Mob, and he and Angel leave the arena and possibly the circuit for good. Now, his story, like I said before, plays out literally the same with everybody that's a protagonist in Def Jam Vendetta. They're literally all the same. They don't really have no dialogue. The only thing that's different about them is each protagonist is their move sets, their skill sets, and also just the way they dress and they look and their backgrounds. That's the only thing that's different about them, but they're all the same in terms of just being silent, there to fight, and that's it. But Spider, I've always liked Spider. What drew me to Spider was the way he dressed. I think out of all the protagonists, and you can hate me on this if you want to me he dresses the best out of everybody. He literally just, to me, dresses the best, and he looks the coolest in my opinion. He looks the coolest, and then to me, Proof looks like the second coolest, and then it's Briggs, and then it's Tank eventually. I think Tank is last on everybody's list, but I don't know about that. But Spider to me is obviously an underrated protagonist. I really feel like it would have been cool if they had him as a DLC character. I know DLC wasn't really a common thing to have back in 2003, 2004, but it would have been cool to actually have his character move forward in Def Jam Fight for New York. And it would have been cool if they maybe referenced him, because they reference what happened when D-Mob is out of the police hands or whatever, but they don't mention, oh yeah, the protagonist leaving with Angel and stuff like that. They don't really mention that. So, I wish they would have done more with his character, but I know it was just like a thing just to have. But honestly, all in all, Spider's one of my favorite characters. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I advise you to go check out Def Jam Vendetta. And if you don't, you know what to do. You know what to do. But thank you for everybody that was tuning in and, liking this. And I haven't really done a little bit of these videos in like a long time. Not a long time, but like a couple days or whatever. I've been like on a hiatus break. But I'm going to try to get back into it. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And until then, your boy Von out. Peace.